Hello everyone, welcome to another Fight of the Night review. This is for the Fight of the Night that took place last night at the American Airlines Centre in Dallas, Texas at UFC 277, and it was the co-main event to crown the new interim UFC Flyweight Champion between Brandon Moreno, the former Flyweight Champion proper, and Kai Kara-France, a young man who's been on a bit of a tear. And it's also a rematch from a fight they had in late 2019 where Brandon won by unanimous decision. So yeah, really cool how far both those men have come in the years since then. Brandon has actually held championship gold for a little bit. Kai has not. Yeah, we got a fight to do. Let's do the fight. Before I actually talk about the fight, I just want to say that I love how into Moreno the crowd are. They're just so happy to see someone like him being put in the position he's in, and it's just nice to see a nice guy getting a co-main event spot on such a huge card. So yeah, way to go Brandon, and way to go Kai as well. And we may as well talk about the first round, so here we go, round one. Might as well just put the graphic up just then. So it starts barely. There's not really a whole lot of action in round one, if I'm being entirely honest. I mean, they're about a minute in, it does sort of start. Brandon sort of throws something, and as he does, Kai goes for a low kick and accidentally kicks Brandon in the cup. Brandon takes about 40 seconds to recover, which is not what you want a minute into the fight of the night, really. It did really hurt the pace of it. But Brandon would obviously recover pretty easily, and the fight would continue as such. And Brandon, spoiler alert, he wins round one for me, personally. He was just throwing a lot more stuff. He was the first one to properly land anything, really. He was going for some good leg kicks. He was able to avoid Kai striking for the most part. Kai lands a really good 1-2 combo that does stun Brandon, it appears. But yeah, there's far too many dips in the action of nothing happening. While there is good movement between them, there's not actually really anything thrown a lot. And Brandon just lands more, and he lands way clearer than Kai does. I watched this entire round and I was hoping I'd remember something more of it, but yeah, I can't remember a whole lot of this particular round. I just think, I just know that Brandon did enough to win. He just landed more. He was throwing his own really good leg kicks as well. Yeah, I think the shot to the cup near the start really hurt it. But yeah, round one, giving to Brandon. I'm sorry I didn't really cover much, but there's not really a whole lot to talk about in this one. Then get to round two, and it is sort of a similar start, minus the accidental dick shot, but they're actually throwing a little bit more now. Both of them are. Kai is again throwing the leg kick that he tried to go for in round one a couple of times. There's a good moment in round one when Brandon actually throws a head kick that does sort of glance off of Kai's head, but Kai counters with a leg kick of his own to counter the head kick and does knock Brandon down. Doesn't follow up on it. There is a moment where Kai goes for a combo and Brandon turns it around and sort of gets Kai's back and almost pushes him down against the cage, almost gets a takedown. Really nothing doing of it though. And yeah, round two is just sort of that. Again, sort of very similar to round one. Not a whole lot happens between them. Kai does start finding his range a little bit more, as does Brandon. They're both using the strikes quite well. Brandon's just pushing the pace a lot more frequently though. He's landing a lot more. He's landing some really good shots to the body too, which is important because it sets up what happens in round three, which we'll get to very soon. But yeah, Brandon is just mixing things up a little bit better. Kai's landing harder too, and he does land a good couple of... He does land a left that does stun Brandon a little bit. But yeah, round two, again, not really much to say. I think there's another clinch situation and Brandon almost goes for a takedown, but nothing really comes of that either. So yeah, round two, similar to round one, just with more stuff thrown in, and definitely a little bit better than round one, but not by a whole lot. We then get to round three, and it's not a great start for Brandon as he goes for what I believe is some sort of knee, but he accidentally sort of crashes into Kai. I can't really think of another way to say it, and he falls on his back, and Kai immediately sort of mounts up and starts opening up on some strikes on him, and I think one of those is what opens the cut under Brandon's right eye. And it's a very nasty looking cut, but luckily it's under the eye, not above it, as commentary does point out, because if it were above it, it would be a lot worse of a situation. And then there's, as Brandon's trying to scramble away, he gets into his sprawl position, and Kai just opens up with some nasty uppercuts, lands a big shot, but Brandon recovers, and he's able to get back up. And from there on, it actually feels like a fight of the night, and only in this round, and it's sad because the fight actually ends in this round, spoiler alert. So yeah, Brandon, he's getting back up quite well. He's still getting hit by Kai. Kai's striking is looking a lot more crisp in round three, but Brandon is landing quite well as well. He's There's a good moment where Kai sets up an undercut with a good left jab. It just looked really nice. It's a nice sort of lunging thing that looks really smooth. And again, his leg kicks are there for him, but Brandon is landing leg kicks as well. Brandon does sort of... Actually, no. There was a moment where Kai goes for a leg kick. I think it was in round 2, where he does slip up and land on his butt for a little bit. But yeah, that wasn't really a knockdown. But yeah, Brandon just manages to outstrike Kai for round 3. He's landing some really good shots, and Kai's throwing some really good shots up top too. I know, again, I'm not really retaining a lot of information, so we'll just get to the finish, and I can't apologise enough for how bad I've been with this review. So, Kai goes for a takedown, doesn't really get it, and as they're separating to get up, Brandon lands a spinning back fist, which doesn't stun Kai. But what does is the body kick that Brandon lands straight to the liver, and Kai immediately goes down. Brandon follows up with some strikes from the top, and the fight ends in round 3 via TKO about 4.5 minutes into round 3. So now we've got to talk about it. But Brandon is your new interim flyweight champion, and it looks like we're going to get Brandon versus Figueiredo 4. So I'm looking forward to that. But that's besides the point. So I was actually very excited for this fight when I saw that it got announced as the fight of the night. I was like, okay, these are two guys I like. They're both blindingly quick. Obviously, they're in the lightest men's division that you can have. They're both extremely technical. They're both not afraid to actually like get in there and be in a dogfight, much like Brandon showed in round 3 when he was just trying to power through it after the cut he'd suffered in round 3. But not a great deal happened. It wasn't exactly a memorable fight. It was fun, and it was definitely hyped up by the amazing crowd in Dallas. The thing that hurts it the most for me is the low blow near the start of the fight, just about a minute in. And there's not really a great deal that happens in the time between. Even in round 3 leading up to the finish, it's just a very sloppy build to what is admittedly an incredible payoff. But I just... there's just something about it that unsettles me. I've got no problem with the winner. Absolutely no problem with Brandon winning. Would have been fine with Kai winning as well. But yeah, I don't know. This is not going in my top 10, I don't think. I thought it was a fun fight. I thought it could have gone a couple more rounds because it was a championship fight. I would have loved to have seen this end maybe in the 5th. The finish itself was incredible though. I am a kind of a sucker for really good body kick finishes, and that was a damn good body kick finish. And that'll about do it from me. Next thing I'll see for will possibly be Tuesday night. I'm looking to return with PBW vs ABW after the incredible Golden Path tournament. And then next thing after that, I don't know, possibly Music of the Week. And then after that, the start of the Peggle 2 Let's Play. I've just got to get the first Peggle Let's Play edited, and I haven't even started doing that yet. So I probably should have. But yeah, I recommend going to find this fight for yourself, but I wouldn't recommend watching it more than once, despite the excitement of the crowd and how fun the fight is, and how much fun Kai and Brandon are clearly having. I wasn't super duper into it, although the finish is fucking incredible. So just watch the finish of the fight, it's really, really good. And I'll see you all Tuesday night. As always, thank you for watching, you're awesome.